All right, at 8:26, Dr. Kevin is here with the Bryant Wellness Institutes of Acadiana, and he's giving us things to stay healthy during the cold and flu season.
Yeah, number 4 on the list is grapefruit seed extract, which before we did olive leaf, this is grapefruit seed extract, and this was originally developed as an anti-parasitic, but it's now been discovered after looking at this grape seed extract that it inhibits the growth of almost all bacteria and viruses, including strep, staph, salmonella, E. coli, flus, parasites, and fungi. It's great for preventing illness, and so you don't need to necessarily use some of these very harsh chemicals to clean the bacteria off of your countertops and off of out of your body. You can use things like grapeseed extracts. It's much more natural and free of chemicals. So grapeseed extract is very, very good. And then number 5 on the list, and this is pretty neat. It's zinc. A lot of these like cold and flu remedies that you spray, that you spray in your mouth contain zinc. And the reason they do is because zinc seems to block the ability of viruses and bacteria to enter your tissues and attach to your cells. So proper zinc levels block the portals of entry for colds and flus, like your nose, your lungs, your eyes, your mouth, your saliva. All the places that viruses enter your body, it seems like zinc sort of creates a shield to prevent those from being able to.
Well, no, I've got a question because I do the zinc thing when I feel a cold coming on. I start popping the zinc. And by the way, that's also how my grandmother pronounced sink. Anyway, is it too late once you get this? Should you do it just every day as a preventative measure?
No, it's definitely not too late once you get it.
Okay.
Yeah, you can.
But should you do it every day as a daily supplement? No?
Yes? Yeah, maybe. If you feel a little something coming on, you can do it.
Okay.
But you got to understand, whenever you, it still helps as you get a cold or a flu. Because what happens as these,
I totally believe in it. I really do.
Yeah, because as these viruses replicate, they're coming in more and more and more. And so if you can stop some of that, then your immune cells can have a better chance of
catching up
with it. Correct. And the last one on the list is
I should have been a doctor. I should have been. Look at the look.
Deb rolls her eyes.
Look at the look. I wish y'all could see this look.
What kind of doctor would you have been?
We don't want to know. Yeah, we don't.
Voodoo. Okay, I'm sorry.
So no, the last one on the list is apple cider vinegar. And it appears that apple cider vinegar helps draw viruses and bacteria out of your throat, almost like a sponge. And it also stimulates acetylysis. And that's where whenever you have a cold or a flu, whenever you're sick, your body is breaking these viruses or bacteria apart into little pieces. Your white blood cells are destroying them. And then your body has to flush that out of your system. And that's where a lot of the achiness comes from. The reason you're kind of achy usually whenever you're sick is because your body's breaking down these virus particles and your body's trying to excrete them. That's called acetylysis. And so apple cider vinegar speeds up that process so you're not achy near as long.
Say it again.
So are you talking about drinking it, or is it a pill?
Just apple cider
vinegar.
Okay.
So like if you would put oil and vinegar in your salad, is that enough?
It's right. Yeah,
okay.
And you can also take a little, a little
teaspoon.
Like a little teaspoon a day. It's real good for you too.
Okay.
And the neat thing about apple cider vinegar is it's great for your overall health. It alkalizes your body. Most Americans are very acidic on the pH list, meaning their pH is low. So most chronic diseases can attack us when we're acidic. So getting you more on the alkaline side of things is always really, really healthy. So one of the ways to do that is apple cider vinegar.
My mother always, whenever she ate fried food, she made sure she ate something with vinegar. Mm-hmm. Is there something biological to that?
Probably. Yeah, probably is. There's probably something
old
natural.
School,
something natural there to do that. And then of course it goes without saying, wash your hands very regularly. And I went over the proper method of washing hands before on the show because so many people do it wrong. So would you like me to go over that again?
Please.
Yeah. So here's the problem.
What do you mean people do it wrong?
People do it. So here's the problem with public hand washing. Now, let's say you're in the bathroom, in a public bathroom. The person in front of you, let's say, is using the bathroom, and let's say they got something on their hands, and
I can't wait
that
to
you
hear
don't
this.
that you don't want on your hands.
Okay.
So
let's say they sneezed. Let's just go with that.
let's keep it clean. Yeah.
Okay. So somebody goes, oh shoot, they sneeze into their hands,
and they go up to the sink.
Okay.
And they turn the water on, so they touch the faucet. Then they wash and dry. They wash their hands with soap and water, and then they turn the water off. Well, they touched the faucet before they washed them, so whatever was on their hands was on the faucet. They washed their hands, and when they turned the faucet off, they got it back on their hands.
Okay.
Then they go and roll out the paper towel roller. So now what they had originally is on the faucet, it's back on their hands, and it's on the paper towel roller. Then you go up and you turn the faucet on. Now what was on their hands is now on your hands, and then you roll the paper towel roller out. So what's actually happening, if you're using a public sink this way, you're actually touching about the last probably 20 to 50 people in front of you. And whatever they had on their hands is still all over the faucets. It's all over the paper towel rollers. So
you just grossed me out.
Yeah, it is gross. So a public sink is probably teeming with, well, let's just say it's certainly not sterile. You've basically touched everyone that's in the bathrooms, whatever, in the last 8 to 24 hours.
Can you imagine what's in Steve Wiley's
yucky,
bathroom?
Right? Yucky.
But don't you need to be exposed to a certain amount of germs
Of course you do.
so that you can build up your own resistance?
Yes, you do. But I just want people to know that washing your hands is not, you're probably actually getting more bacteria on your hands than you would if you didn't. Now, here's the way to do it, though. Here's how you do it. The first thing you do when you walk up to the sink, the first thing you do is roll the paper towel out and you tear it off.
Okay.
Now, and then you hold it between your knees. Now, if you don't do that, somebody's going to come behind you and steal it. Then you got to start all over.
I'm not doing that. I'm not holding the paper towel between my knees.
Do. You roll out the paper towel, which means you did get the person's bacteria on your hands that you had that was already on the paper towel roller, but you have your towel already. Okay. So then you turn the sink on, you soap and wash your hands really well, and then you take the paper towel, you dry your hands, you turn the sink off with the paper towel, you open the door with the paper towel, and toss it in the basket on the way out.
I'm noticing that more and more restrooms have the garbage can by the door.
Exactly.
These days.
That is a perfectly sterile way to use a public sink during cold and flu season. Now, you're not considered OCD unless you're doing this at your house.
Yeah, but if you have a sick child.
Yeah, if you're doing this at your house, you might be a little OCD. But you're perfectly well within considered sane and normal to do this in a public bathroom. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I got nasty people come over.
Right. So, yeah.
I might should do it in my house.
Maybe you should. So that's how you keep from really spreading germs in a public bathroom. Is you just don't touch the faucet after you've washed and washed your hands, or you got whatever was on the sink right back on your hands.
Now, are we fooling ourselves, Dr. Kevin, with this Purell and with wiping the handle of the grocery cart?
No, that's very good.
Okay.
Yeah, that's very important. Especially with the grocery cart this time of year, lots of kids are sitting there, they're sneezing. They're coughing
right on that
thing. Mm-hmm. They're touching it. Then the next kid goes in there, and then the next kid, of course. Yeah, and anytime we put Creed in one of those things like that, we always wipe that down. Mm-hmm. Now, when he was a very small baby, we actually had a little cover that fit in there. That covered the whole thing that fit in there that we put him in. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, well.
Better be safe than sorry.
People can think what they want. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They can think we're weird. It's okay with us.
But we're not sick.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, exactly right. So, yeah, very, very good. So,
Good tips, Doc. Good tips.
I appreciate it. So listen, take some action. Get a wellness regimen. Take care of these things now. Don't wait till you get sick and go, oh man, I should have listened. Yeah, I should have listened. Mm-hmm. Try to stay healthy. Wash your hands. And take these supplements that we went over, and it will really help you get through cold and flu season.
Thank you, Doc.
All right, guys.
Good
see you
show.
next Wednesday.
All righty. 8:35.